Hello.
Hello. Hey, we are Rage. Hello everybody, I am Peavy.
I'm Lucky.
I'm Marcus.
And you're watching Grassa TV.
Apple of Evil.
The Apple of Evil.
Hello guys and welcome back on our next episode of Grassa Production. I'm here with Rage, with Peavy, Lucky and Marcus. Thank you for taking your time, guys. Rage, I would say it's a milestone of German heavy metal history. Peavy, what is your receipt of your success?
I don't know, endurance.
Just endurance.
And quality, I would say. The music, it's in the end that what gets into the hearts of the people. Nothing else.
When you think about Rage, I think that the first words to come to your mind, it might be the soundtrack for the German film Der Schuh des Manitou, maybe, or several performances with an orchestra, or also performances at the Stockcar Crash Challenges of TV Total, or also your performance at the Bundesvision Song Contest. What other TV or media moments are there to come, and is there anything you want to do again? Especially for you two, that you did not experience those moments.
To me, this kind of stuff that you just all mentioned, this is the least that comes into my mind.
The Rage career was built up on different columns. Mm-hmm. It didn't have anything to do with television or soundtracks or anything. Rage was around already for many, many years when those things happened. Of course, the orchestra, this is something that was in the early days and continued throughout the career and will continue in the future for sure. This is one thing that is very much connected to Rage, but the rest that you mentioned is something that came later. If there's something planned in the future, this is a good question. We cannot answer yet, but it's not that we don't do this by purpose or that we do it by purpose. If it comes and it fits into our strategic thinking, then we will do this.
Great. I mean, Rage career is full of highlights for me as a fan. It's full of highlights, and for me, the inclusion of the orchestration, as Lucky said, back in 1994 and 1998, especially 98 and the 13 album, for me was the big highlight of Rage as a fan. I'm talking now as a fan, to have such an album like 13, and it's just an amazing thing. And I think those are, as Lucky said, the pillars of the band was created from different columns. So it's not just a television show or a soundtrack on a movie. Rage is way bigger than that.
All right. However, I read that you, Peavy, haven't been a member of the Lingua Mortis Orchestra anymore since 2013 officially. Mm-hmm. It's what the internet actually says. So maybe you want to come clear about that, because it seems like, that's actually what the internet says, because on the internet it looks like it's some kind of compensation for the split up for the last, but it's not like that.
Fuck the internet.
Fuck the internet. So, fuck my questions. Let's put it like that.
Let me say something to this. That's in the internet, anybody can write whatever he wants. It doesn't have anything to do with the truth. The fact is that the Lingua Mortis Orchestra, this name is mine. Mm-hmm. I have a patent on this. It always was mine. I started this thing and I will end this thing, and no one else is doing this. And I'm the only member of this in the end, you know. Right. There's no one else anymore. I kicked anybody else out of my life that was before involved.
So what you just said is Rage is not about the medial appearance, it's about the music, and surely it's about going forward, especially with your current album, which you just released in 2016. Unfortunately, I think that many people connect you to those moments on television. However, you're still working together with the Lingua Mortis Orchestra, I think. What can we expect?
Yeah, this is one part of the musical output of this band, which I started in 1996 and continued all over the years from time to time. This is not the regular thing. It's always like an icing on the cake. Sometimes we're doing an album with orchestration, and especially we play some festival shows or so with this together with big orchestra, which the fans always like very much, but it's not the regular appearance of this band. So at the moment we're concentrating on the metal side of this band with this new album we just have out, and also for the next one it's going to be a full metal album. And we made a release plan with our record company Nuclear Blast for the next 5 years. And what year was it planned? With the next orchestrated album under the name Rage and Lingua Mortis Orchestra going to come out? Sure, 2021. This is the plan. So please, everybody, have a little bit patience. We're gonna come back with orchestrated stuff. Those who miss this at the moment, but it's gonna come back.
So you guys must be also excited playing with an orchestra. Have you ever played with an orchestra before?
Nope. I never played with an orchestra before.
No.
No, me neither.
And still we have to wait.
Still have to wait.
Yes. At least a few years.
Yeah, I have heard that. I've just heard that. But you said you've always been fans of Rage as well. How did you guys got to know each other? How did you actually become a part of the band? This is something that might interest the fans out there as well. I mean, 21 was released 4 years ago. 2012, and so let's say there was a 4-year break, kind of. So what did you do within the last 4 years?
Well, the first question that you said was, how did you get to know each other? Let's start with that one, because it's a long story already. Peavy and I, we know each other since 1988. I was a student of his former original Rage drummer, Christos Eftimiadis. I was a student, and later I became his drum tech. I toured with Rage already when I was 17, 18 years old, throughout Europe back then as a technician. And so through this we became close friends and were always like in contact. So this is how we got to know each other. Do you want to continue with yours, and then we go to how did we get to the band? I would say, because it takes its time.
So I met Peavy like 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago now. I met him for the first time, and I just explained that I had a band called Sound Chaser, which is the name of one album of Rage. I'm a Rage freak fan. And I was like, dude, I mean, I'm not going to kill you or something like that. I'm just a fan of your music. And we developed a friendship and be in contact from time to time as a fan and hero. And and then all of a sudden, I'm in Rage. But that's a beautiful story. And actually, it started here in Nuremberg.
Really?
In this same venue.
It's always Nuremberg.
And it's very true. And it was the first time I met Lucky. It was in this coach. I remember. It was here. And that was the first time that I met Lucky. And in the same night, a lot of stuff was a brainstorm happened. The Destiny play his cards. Exactly, it was like that. And but I know Peavy for so many years, and now to be part of the band is like a dream come true for me. I mean, I cannot still believe it. So, but it's true.
So, but if you both said 10 years, you got it right. So, still endurance. It takes endurance.
Absolutely.
First answer?
Absolutely. In 2014, when Peavy made his decision that he wants to change something in the Rage environment, we luckily both, Marcos and I, we were supporting with our other bands that we have Rage on this tour, and we started to have those talks, but in first place not as musician, in my case especially, for the band, but more like his friend. And I do economics and those kind of things to help him to clear up a little bit his business. That was our starting point. And
actually, I asked him if he would like to take over the management for the band, because he's a professional manager.
And so we started, we developed this thought further. and many things happened after that. A company was built. We started to clear up things. We reorganized Rage in a way that it is convenient for Peavy again, because he didn't feel comfortable anymore. That was the reason for everything. Marcus was his first choice when he thought about his next musicians. Once it was clear that the other musicians are not going to be furthermore in that at his side, and Marcus was the first choice. And funny enough that, I mean, we met first time here. That's true. It was September 2 years ago.
14,
Yeah, and actually this was the final decision-making thing when you saw him playing live, because Rage had to cancel the show due to a sickness, and so Marcus played a little longer with his band Soundchaser, and Peavy saw him there the first time. Really, I mean, he knew him, and there's a brilliant musician, but then he really inhaled this thing for a while, I think, and there was a cover version of.
Yeah, it was kind of coincidentally happening, but that at the same time I was already since a while thinking about working with a different guitar player, and then you just played "Child in Time" from Deep Purple. You did like a 20-minute extra long version. It was so entertaining, and I just realized, I mean, I wanted to do something with you anyway before, so we talked about it, whatever side project thing, but then I just realized, hey, he's the right guy for the band, you know. So this all happened here in the fucking Hirsch.
And then a few months later, it was Marcus' birthday in beginning of January 2015, his 21st birthday, sort of.
What?
No, his birthday, and Peavy called me and said, let's join Marcus at his birthday party. He's gonna have like some instruments there. Some people are gonna play cover music and some jam. And he said to me, I remember that you played drums once because you learned it with Christos, so would you mind to play a few Rage songs with us? So we just surprise him and say, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't mind because I know them all. I'm a Rage fan. I know, I mean, at least the ones that were supposed to be played. And so we put a playlist together, went to the birthday, and actually that was your birthday 2 years ago, was the first Rage show in this lineup, although it was a birthday show. So we played together, and after that thing, PV then asked me if I want to join the band. And still, it was, I mean, I was embarrassed somehow. I never expected something like this, and it was difficult, and it was not the decision done that moment, because I didn't think I can manage. It took me a while to realize that it might be really an option for me. And after then a few days, when I said, yeah, I'm going to do this, then those guys, especially Marcus, helped me very much in the building up process to come to the level that is needed for this band to be provided. So he's not only a good guitar player, he's an excellent musician and a friend. And so we built this up together over the year and played our first tour then end of 15. This is basically the story how we came into this band, right?
Super. Sounds quite positive for the future as well. Sounds as if Rage has finally found its position.
Let me help you. I mean, we are not talking about the new lineup. We are talking about the last lineup.
The final lineup.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Really.
Final lineup.
It's the final. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you said that you managed the band before. Are you still managing the band right now?
Yes, absolutely. So this is one of the things that developed further. With this idea and with what Peavy gave me into my hands, I created a company together with a partner. It's called Wok Music Management, and we started to manage the Rage bands and the side project, which is Refuge, with the two old musicians, Christos and Mani. My band, Tricycle Corner, Soundchase, and everything that is connected to those musicians, plus many more. Today we are a company of 5 people. The company grew together with the band, and so yeah, we are doing still. I mean, my partner is managing Rage actually. Me, if we talk Rage, I'm the musician. I'm managing other bands than around there because I can't. In Rage, I'm a musician now. Yeah.
All right. But what is different with Lucky as a manager also, and with you guys as a trio kind of songwriting? Especially you can tell people.
Now, this we actually have split very much. The songwriting and for the composing songwriting stuff is completely only done between me and Marcus. Like you said from the beginning, I'm out of this. I'm already way too busy with managing and with all the other stuff he's doing. So he wants to keep his. He's also a songwriter, but he wants to keep his creative stuff, or his musical ideas for his other band, Tri-State Corner, where he's the main composer. So the composing for Rich is between me and Marcus, and we share this relief to same parts. And we have a absolute brilliant, exploding creativity together. We just as an example, this last album, Devil Strikes Again, is just out since not even half a year, and our next album is already, since a while, it is already completely done. And it's even better than The Devil Strikes Again. And we are already working on stuff in 5 years or so. Like this next orchestrated album, we're already writing orchestrated songs for this next album with the Lingua Mortis Orchestra. It's really unbelievable.
Creative overblow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How about something like a live DVD or a special digipack or something like that? You've released a lot of the stuff, but I think that last one's been the 30th anniversary CD and DVD. Are you planning something like this for your fans?
This for the 30 years. This was more like a curiosity of leftover songs and with demos and stuff, like these rarities for the diehard fans. A real last live album was, I think, in 2007. I'm not sure.
Quite a bit ago.
Yeah, it's quite a while ago. Yes.
It was from the cradle, right? No.
Full Moon in St. Petersburg.
St. Pete, yeah.
Full Moon in St. Petersburg, was 2007, exactly, yeah.
So nearly 10 years ago. But in our release schedule with Nuclear Blast, we had already planned in a kind of live stuff thing.
Yeah, we have on the plan. We have a live Blu-ray DVD soon. As soon as we decide to do it, because we're so busy in between. But yeah, it's gonna be at some point in the next years. And the 2019. Yeah, that's right.
2019. This year still, or no?
2019.
So you're really planning so.
Yes. 16 was The Devil Strikes Again. 17 is going to be the next album. You want to tell how it's going to be called?
Don't say the title yet. Don't say the title.
It's an album with a great title. In 17, a regular album. In 18, there is something different. In 19, there's going to be a live album.
Exactly.
20, the next regular, and 21, the orchestrated. So there's a fixed plan with our partners that is hit in stone.
But this year is already quite full. How do your next year's look?
Is even more full. We are a busy band. We are busy, but we want to be busy. We want to be creative. We want to be back, like with this phase. We want to spread our music. We want to be everywhere live. Is all about, and it's not because of an ego thing or so. It's because this lineup wants to be available to the fans.
If I may say so, it also seems like you're a family in this group. It's what you kind of express, and
yeah, it's not only us as the musicians, also the crew people and people from the management from their company. This is really organized like a family, I would say.
I got one question about the Devil Strikes Again. On your website, it says that it contains a contemporary approach, but you're quite, I would say, you've always stick to classic metal elements. So I would always put you to that classic metal band. Yeah. How do you put it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. How do the contemporary elements look like, and how can they develop? Maybe if you say you got already a new album, how do they develop?
We talked about this, Marcus, right?
Yeah.
What was our expression? Like the next album is going to be a bit more mature, or so? Did we say this?
Yeah. So it's like actually, The Devil Strikes Again is an album that somehow I'm gonna put in my fan place right now. Somehow it's an album that was missing for many years in the Rage career. It's really dark, heavy, and sincere. It's honest. It's an honest album. It's nothing about nothing that is not honest, nothing to show, nothing to demonstrate to the people, to let the people know. It's a really honest album. It's based on melodies and songs. But now the next album that is going to be released soon, sooner than you expect, this next album is way more mature, aggressive. This is the word: aggressive, mature, obscure, and I won't say it's really technical, but it have a little bit of technical, but not prog. But it's still a strong album with strong lyrics and strong melodies and strong drumming. So it's something that is gonna develop into a more phase of the metal. It's not gonna sound that classic metal. It's gonna sound a little bit more modern, but without losing the Rage trademark, which is the most important thing.
So you'd say that Rage has arrived in modern time, but you're not trying to experiment with like synthesizers and trends. That
No. It is really like all in all, it's this trademark sound. All the trademarks that are involved in this sound that the fans loved over all these years, they are all there, and it just has a big more portion of in your, which already was on Devil very much. But still, you kind of push it forward, with the arrangements. They are more intense, and I don't know. Also the drumming style developed a lot to how to say this. How would you?
In your face.
Yeah.
But Peavy say the right word. He say the right word. Drush. That is it. It's gonna be a drush.
You said at the beginning. Sorry, you said at the beginning that you would call it metal. Of course, it always was, and yes, it is metal. But me as a fan, and I think I speak for Marcus as well in that moment, listening to metal all my life, all our lives. There was always sort of there was a something that is slightly different to some other metal bands, and it's the way Peavy, especially in the past and still today, Peavy is writing music. He's using a certain style that Marcus inhaled and knows perfectly, even better than Peavy does, I guess, nowadays. A certain style how he writes music, I think you can describe it better than I do, and that makes it sort of different. I mean, Peavy he loves bands like the Beatles, for example, and he's using melodies in hard music that are open, sensitive, and this combination. But you can explain maybe this chord thing that I don't know.
I mean, as a fan, again, I have to be in the fan position. I really inhale the songwriting of Rage, because Rage it doesn't sound like the typical German power metal band. It doesn't sound like that. For me, it was really special because it doesn't sound like everybody else. And Peavy is a guy who writes music, everything pretty much in minor and with classical chords. He writes all his music in a classical guitar. Because it's
I learned classical guitar when it was my first instrument. When I was 9 or so, I started with this, and for me, this is all normal to use all these kind of chords. Still, I'm writing on the acoustic guitar, everything, and I hand it over and play the stuff on the Spanish guitar for you, and you take it over to the electric guitar.
Exactly. But this is important to keep this magic of the acoustic, of the classical chords, classical positions, and plus the melodies. It make it very original, and this is the Rage trademark. The the stamp from Peavy Wagner. And I learned that way to write music. It's not, everybody can sound like Iron Maiden, for instance, but this is not the case. So that's why my band is called Sound Chaser, because I want to be like the follow-up from Rage. And now I'm part of Rage. I cannot believe it.
So that was a perfect answer, really. So that was my last question, and the trademark and the stamp I'm going to give you guys is harmony. I love the harmony that's between you, and I wish you the very best, and that you're going to keep it, and that really this is the final setup of Rage.
It's so long already, and I can't imagine that we're going to lose it.
I wish you a lot of endurance, the best of luck, a lot of success with your new album, with your 5-year plan, with your 10-year, 20 years plan. Let's hope that there's a 50 years plan. Burn down the Hirsch tonight.
Genau.
Genau.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.